decided to do a more Christmassy tutorial. I know I rarely do these kind of makeup looks on my channel, and I wanted to know if you guys wanted to see more of these. If you do, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up so I can create more content like this for you guys. It is a little bit challenging filming it while doing something like this that has so much detail. I mean, this is pretty basic and should be easy. The only thing is that I get really picky when it comes to how it looks on each side. I wanted to create the candy cane liner for you guys because I did do it last year. It's just I didn't get a chance to film it, nor did I take pictures. I don't know why I didn't take pictures, but I recreated it. Although this time I wanted to add the wreath, just because I was like, I don't want to just do the candy cane liner. I mean, you have that option to do it. I didn't add red glitter on the candy cane just because there's already a lot going on the eye, and that's why I also kept the lower lash clean. It's very holiday-ish. I hope you guys like this fun tutorial. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys till my next video. And happy holidays! So I'm going to start with the NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette in Brights. And I'm going to be grabbing this green color right here. We're going to start with this transition color since I already concealed my eyes and set it with powder. And I'm just going to grab a blending brush. This is by Sigma. And I'm going to apply it right on the crease. So you see the crease right here. And then I'm just going to go back and forth. And just keep blending. Basically your crease is going to be the half top of the wreath. I always start by adding a small amount of eyeshadow at a time. Make sure the inner corner and the outer corner are green as well. For the next part, I'm going to grab my Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. And I'm going to dip my brush into the shade Hatter. And we're going to apply that in the very crease. And blend that in. And the brush that I will be using for this is the Morphe M441, the one I always use for my crease. I'm just dipping my brush back and forth, just adding a little bit more of where I need more green. And then I'm just going to grab my blending brush with no additional product and blend a little bit at the top. Not so much. I will be using my Vivid Brights liner, and this is in the shade Vivid Envy. And what I'm going to do with this eyeliner is I'm basically just going to create the little fuzzy hair of the wreath. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it can be messy. We're going to start from this side and just crisscross lines. Doesn't have to be perfect. I know this part doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered with the white liner. You want to be careful here because it is on the crease, so you want to not look up. You don't want the work to smudge out. Now I'm going to go into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette and I'm going to dip it into this color. It's called Electric. A tiny little brush by Lip Cosmetics. It's called a Flat Liner Duo 5-inch brush. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid in the shade Santa Sangre. And I'm going to grab a Sigma eyeliner brush. And I'm just going to dip the tip because now we're going to do the bow. What I did is I first did a circle right here. And that's why I'm grabbing this brush. Now I'm switching brushes and I'm going to be using the Sigma FX10 brush, which is like an angled liner brush. And we're going to create two triangles that are sideways, connecting the tips to the ball that I did there. You'll see. You'll see. You'll all see.
You'll see. You'll all see.
And then from there you just make it bigger. I want to clean kind of like a little bit this part right here. To fix that bow, I'm going to go back with the green liner and kind of create the curve that it should have done. We're going to create some like little lines to emphasize more on the bow. Before I do the other one, I want to fix that black part that I messed up right now. And I'm just going to add more red lipstick on top of that. Make it a little bit more curvy. I forgot to mention, I'm actually using the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. And we're going to add the two other little lines. So now I'm going to grab more of these vivid bright colors. And the next one I'm going to grab is called Vivid Escape. It's kind of like a light green. It kind of looks yellow on the skin. I'm just going to make dots all over the wreath. Next, I'm going to grab Vivid Halo, which is a yellow color. Next, I'm going to grab Vivid Fire, which is the red one. The reason why I didn't use this for the bow is because these guys they crack. I'm going to use now the NYX Glam Liner Aqua Lux. This is in the shade 24 Karat. And I'm also just going to do like little dots. Now I'm going to grab the NYX Liquid Crystal Liner in Crystal Gold. I'm not going to grab so much product because I just want to kind of make the wreath sparkly more than it was already. And that's why I am grabbing this instead of the Glam Liner because it's more subtle. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Candy Cane Liner. And I'm going to be using the Dual Eyebrow Brush from NYX as well. I do feel that it can be a little messy. I don't know if it's the brush that I'm using. It is very creamy at first and then it will dry. It will set on your eye nicely. Last year when I did my Candy Cane Liner, I did use the NYX White Liquid Liner. It cracks a lot. The other thing that I hate is that whatever color you're going to use on top, the white part will absorb it. And that's why I didn't want to use that liquid liner. What I also do is I grab a makeup towelette and just kind of clean up the bottom. You can either do it like that or you can do it with a concealer. Now I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Flash Color Palette. I'm going to be using the red shade, which is this one right here. And I'm going to go grab again my Sigma FX10 brush, the little angled liner brush. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add glitter in between each set of two lines. I'll be using Lit Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Ava, to make it kind of like frosty. And to stick the glitter, when I use glitter, I always use the Lit Cosmetics Clearly Liquid Glitter Base. I will be using the Liner Lit Cosmetics brush. I don't think you guys can see me adding the glitter. Like it's a little bit too bright. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and I normally use a spoon. A lot of people ask me why I use a spoon. It's so that it doesn't pull out your lashes like the eye curler does. I personally think it still pulls out your lashes. I just use a spoon because I like the way that it curves the lashes. I'm going to coat my lashes using the Lights Camera Lashes Mascara by Tarte. For the lashes, I'll be using Cocoa Lashes, and these are in the style Goddess. And I'm going to prime my face using the Honey Do Me Up Primer. This is one of my all-time favorites, as you guys can tell. I wanted to talk about my face a little bit. It's still itchy because some days it does get humid. This feels so good though. The next primer I also like to use is the NYX Hydra Touch Oil Primer. I like having both, especially now that it's winter time. It's so cold outside. I need my face to be hydrated as much as possible, and because I'm also using a matte foundation. Next, I'm going to apply my foundation, and then I have a foundation that I always use is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. It's one of my favorite foundations. I really like this. It feels so nice on your skin. It doesn't make you look cakey. To apply this foundation, I really love using a sponge. And I'm using my Pure Cosmetics sponge. I forgot to mention that my shade for foundation is actually beige. Okay, for my concealer, I'm going back to an oldie but a goodie, the MAC Prolonged Wear Concealer. And this is in the shade NC35. Now I'm going to set my under eye using the Derma Blend Loose Setting Powder. This is in the shade Cool Beige. The reason why I decided to buy this loose powder is because a friend of mine, Kevin, recommended this powder. He told me to try it out because it was a really good powder. So I'm going to be using my Sigma Tappert highlighter brush to just set some under my eye and let it sit. I wanted to try something different. I wanted like the color one and not the translucent one because I already have the Laura Mercier one. We're gonna let it sit there, and to contour I'm gonna be using my Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I'm gonna grab my Sephora Angled Eyeshadow Brush. I'm gonna contour my nose. And from my Pure Cosmetics palette, the Contour Diaries, I'm going to dip in my Real Technique setting brush into the Dream shade. And I'm just going to dab that in the center of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my cupid's bow, and a little bit on my chin. Now I'm going to dust away the under eye powder. And for my nose, I'm going to dust that as well. I'm going back into my Contour Diaries palette. This is a powder blush by NYX, and I'm going to dip it into Passions, which is this shade right here. I'm also going to pass some around my forehead. So I'm just going to apply my highlighter, and this is the Dose of Colors highlighter in the shade Fuego. And I'm using my M310 brush by Morphe. And now I'm grabbing a Sigma eye shading brush, adding some at the tip of my nose and then on the bridge of my nose. With the same brush, I'm going to add this same highlighter on my brow bone, just at the very high point of my brow bone. I'm going in with my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Espresso. I'm just going to brush them through. This makes it look darker and more defined. For my lips, I'm going to overline them using the LA Girl Endless Semi-Permanent Auto Lip Liner. This is in the shade True Red. And to fill my lips, I'm not going to be using a matte liquid lipstick. I will be using this beautiful shade by Smashbox. It doesn't have a name. Before I finish, I want to coat my bottom lashes. And now I'm just going to set my face using my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray.